Hello students. So students, in the previous class, in the chapter that is getting to know the plants, we were talking about the different parts of the plant. What are the different parts of the plant, students? That is the roots, stem and the leaf. So in the last class, students, we were talking about that of the leaves of the plant. We discussed that what are the different function of the leaves, why leaves are important to us, and what are the different process which is performed by the leaves. And in that, students, we also discussed, if we talk in case of a leaves, in the leaves, we also discussed that these leaves basically consisting of a different kind of a arrangement of a veins are there. Veins are basically what? You see, a midrib is there, means a single main vein which is present in between to that of the leaf. That is the midrib, and from that of the midrib, a small thread like a structure which came out from it, that is known as the veins of the smaller veins from that of the midrib. Midrib is also a vein which used to carry the water and mineral from that of the stem to that of the leaves to the other veins. Now, the arrangement of the veins, the pattern, likewise it is arranged, that we will study in a term that is known as venation. So, venation is what? Basically, it is the arrangement of the veins on the surface of the leaf, lamina. That is what? That is the venation. Now, venation is also divided into two, and that is reticulate venation and parallel venation. If we talk about the reticulate venation, so we can say the pattern or the arrangement of the veins are in such a way that it will show a net design or net like a structure is there. Such kind of a venation is known as the reticulate venation. Means they are arranged randomly, and due to which it will be gives a net like a design or net like a pattern. If we talk about in case of a parallel venation, so parallel venation is what? In which the veins are there, but these veins, they are parallel to each other to that of the midrib. So one is the reticulate venation, another is the parallel venation. Reticulate venation means by looking at the leaves only, you can say that it is the reticulate venation or it is the parallel venation. You see, the student, in case of a grass, the kind of a venation you will find in grass is parallel venation, while in case of if you see a mango is there, a papaya is there, or people is there, in all such cases, even in the tulsi also, so they are having the reticulate venation. By looking at the leaves, how can you see that what kind of a root is present in that of the plant? So, as these students, we can say that there is a relationship between the leaves of the plant and the roots of the plant. By looking at the leaves, means by looking at the arrangement of the veins on the leaf, we can tell that what kind of a root the plant will have. Likewise, we can say that if we are talking about the reticulate venation, if we see a plant leaf is having the reticulate venation, the kind of a root which is present in that particular plant is the taproot. You will always say it is like that the reticulate venation, the root, the type of a root have by that of the plant is the taproot. So by looking at the veins only, the kind of arrangement, we can say that what kind of a root will be present in that particular plant. So reticulate, so taproot will be there. So if you are seeing a leaf which is having the parallel venation or parallel kind of a venation will be there on the leaf lamina, then that plant will definitely have the fibrous root. Okay. So reticulate, taproot will be there, parallel, so fibrous root will be there. So you can see, students, that there is the relationship between the kind of a venation and the kind of a roots. Okay. Now this was all about the leaves. Now if we talk about the flower, students, so basically flowers are what? This is the very, you can say the very, the attractive part of the plant. That is known as the flower. So if we talk about the flower, so flowers are what, students? The most attractive part of the plant is the flower. Most attractive part of the plant. Most attractive part of the plant is the flower, student. When you look at the flower, by looking only, you can say that you will get attracted towards a plant because of the presence of a flower in it. Now you see, student, if we talk about the flower, so flower can be of a different shapes. You see, not only shape, but color and sizes. Yes. If you see, students, the shape, if you talk about the shape, so you have seen the lotus. So the shape of the lotus, you see, it is very broad. And if you compare with that of the marigold, so ultimately it is what? It is, the shape is little bit different. Now, not only this, student, if you see the shape of a hibiscus flower, and if you compare the same shape with that of the roses, you will find that there is a difference in the shape of the hibiscus from that of the roses or from that of the marigold. Colors, absolutely, you can see a different kind of a colors are there, of a flowers are present everywhere. It can be white, it can be purple, it can be red, or even it can be maroon, or blue will be there, students, or black is there. So all the different kind of colors of flowers is available. Okay, it is only the color, only because of that we can say that they are the attractive part. Next one is the sizes. Yes, some of the flowers, they are of a big size, and some of them are of a very smaller size. So you see, if we talk a size of a sunflower, so size of a sunflower, you see, students, that they are bigger in size. And if you compare it with the other flower, like a flower in people, or in case of a mango is there, so they are smaller in size. Okay, so we can say that it varies with the shape, with the color, and with the sizes also. Okay, so most attractive part, but the shape, the color, and the size of the flower varies from plant to plant. Now you see, students, a lot of examples are there, like rose is there, jasmine, lily is there, sunflower, marigold, etc. A lot more. So these are the different kind of flowers. And if you see all of them, you will find that there is some differences between all of them with each other. Means they vary. They are not identical to each other, but they vary either in the shape, either in the size, or in the color. But they vary from each other. Okay. Now this we had discussed about the shape, discussed about the sizes and the color. Now let us try to understand the different parts of the flower. So basically the flower consisting of four main parts. The four main parts of the flower are parts of flower are sepals, petals, stamen, and pistil. These are what, student? These are the different parts of the flower. These are the four main parts of the flower. Sepals are there, petals are there, stamen are there, and pistil is there. What's the different parts of the flower? Now let us try to understand each of them one by one, and what is their role, how they have been divided. So first of all, the first part of the plant is the flower is the sepal. Let us try to understand the sepals. So basically, if you see the flower, at the base of the flower, there is a green part. And that green part which is attached to that of the flower at the base of the flower, that is known as the sepal. What is the role of the sepal, students? So sepal, when you see, students, the flower is at a bud stage. So these sepals used to cover them, used to protect them, because if they are at the outer covering, so ultimately it will protect the bud. So on that basis, we can write it, that is the green. So we can write it, that is the green leaf like parts. The green leaf like parts in the outermost part of the flower or outermost circle of flower. Sepals are what, student? These are the leaf-like a structure which is present at the base of the flower. So we can say it is the green leaf-like a part which is present at the outermost circle of the flower, and that is known as the sepals of the flower. Now, what is the role of a sepals here, students? So, sepals basically the role of a sepals. Now, if we see the function of the sepals, so we can say that it used to cover the flower when it is at the initial stage or when it is at the bud stage. It used to cover the flower when it is at its initial stage. At its initial stage. When it is at its initial stage. Okay, when it is at its initial stage or at the in the form of initial stage of in the form of bud. So we can say, student, that it used to protect the bud. Okay, so we can say that it protects the bud. So the green leaf like a structure, green leaf like a part which is present at the base of the flower, present at the circle of the flower, and its function is that it helps in covering the flower when it was at initial stage. It is in the form of a bud, and it also helps in protecting the bud. Okay, so it is present, it covers the bud, students, so ultimately it will help in protecting the bud. So it works as a protection. Now, if you see students, so sepals, normally you see students in some of the plants, the green sepals are present at the base, but in other in some of the other flowers, you will see that there is no sepals are present when the bud will develop into the flower. Until and unless it is at a bud stage, we will say that it is covered with the sepal. But as it becomes flower, the sepals may remain attached to the flower or it will get detached from the flower. Okay, so we can write it. Sepals may or may not be present. Okay. Next, sepals may either separate from each other, separate from each other, or separate from one another, or jointed together. So either it is separated from one another, the sepals they are separated from one another, or they are jointed together. So this is what, this is the sepals and what is this function. So whenever the question is asked to student that what do you understand by the sepals, you will write that it is the leaf like a green leaf like a structure which is present or which is present at the circle of the flower, where all the petals they used to meet, the sepals are present there. Okay, so we can say that it is present at the circle of the flower. What is this role? Why it is there? So basically, so we can say that why it is present there, it basically help in protecting the bud. Okay, so when the flower is at the bud stage, so these sepals used to cover them and it protect it from it help in the protection. Now these sepals may remain attached with each other or it will be separated from each other. Okay, so this is all about that of the sepals of the flower, which is the first part of the flower, students, we can say. Now we will move to the next one and try to understand the next portion or next part of the flower. So the next part of the flower is petal. Petal. Sorry. Now inside to that of the sepal, students, petals are present. Now how will you identify that these are the petals? So you see the colorful part of the flower. That colorful part of the flower is known as the petals of the flower. You have seen that rose is the red because of the presence of the petals in it. That petals is red in color. If it is the pink, so ultimately the petals are pink in color. Marigold or the sunflower is yellow in color. It is because the petals they are yellow in color. Okay, or orange in color. Okay, lotus is pink in color because of the petals only. So ultimately, the colored part or the colorful part of the flower is known as the petals, and these petals are present inside to that of the flower. So we can write it. Inside the sepals, petals of the flower is there. Petals of the flower is present. Okay. Now, when you look at the petals, what are the things that is there in the petal, students? So, petals, colorful part, you can say. Petals are of different color. Now, not only the colors that it is of a different color, but petals are of different sizes and shapes. So somewhere, students, if you compare the petals of a lotus with that of the jasmine, you will find that there is a lot of difference in the shape and the size as well as in the color. Okay, so the petals are the colored part of the flower. It is present inside to that of the sepals, and when you compare the petals with the other flower petal, ultimately you will find that they differ from each other, having different color, having different sizes as well as the shape. Now this is about the petal. Now what we have to understood, that is the function. What is the role of petals? They are brightly colored part. So there must be some function of these flowers, part of the flower. So yes, so the first thing is that they have natural sense. Natural sense. And natural sense, what is the meaning of a sense? Means fragrance. And due to this natural scent, student, they smell very nice. They have natural scent, as because of that they smell nice. Okay, so why they smell nice? As they are having the natural scent, they are having the natural fragrance, and because of that it smell nice. Now, not only this, students, since the petals are colorful, that is why the insect, they get attracted towards the flower. So we can write it. The next function is the petals are of different colors. Because of that, insects, it attracted towards the flower. Attracts towards the flower. So it gets attracted towards that of the flower. Okay. Now, what happened here? You see that when the insect, it reaches to the flower, it will sit on the flower. And why does it go there, student? Because of the brightly colored petals are there, and natural scents and natural fragrance, beautiful smell, nice smell is coming from that of the flower. And because of all these things, they used to go and sit on the flower. Not only this, they will obtain the nectar, that is the kind of a chemical substance given by the flower. And the flowers, they used to give the nectar, means they used to suck the nectar from the flower, that is the flower juice. And ultimately, with the help of that, they used to prepare the honey. Okay, so that was about the honeybee. But when we talk normal for all the insects, so they get attracted towards the petal of the flower, since it is of a brightly color, it is of a different color. Okay. Now the ring of the colorful petals, you will find that the female reproductive system is there. Okay, or reproductive organ of the flower is present. Basically, you see students, petals plays a very important role in the process of a pollination, because you see that the petals they are brightly colored, so the insects they get attracted towards the flower, and ultimately the pollen grains. We will talk about the pollen grains in the next topic. So that pollen grains get stick to the body of the insects and help in transferring the pollen grain from one flower to other, and that is what this process is known as pollination. Okay, so we can say that it helps in pollination. As a result of this attraction, it helps in the pollination. Okay, so this is all about the petal, students. Petals, the color part of the flower. Second thing, they are of a different color as well as shape and size. Third, students, its function, although it is present inside to that of the sepal, and its function that since it is of a different color, very brightly colored part of the flower, so it helps in attracting the insect towards itself. Okay, as well as it is having the fragrance, the scent, which gives it a nice smell. Now we will move to the next one, student, and the next part of the flower is the male part. Although you see, students, when you look at the petals they use to enclose the reproductive part of the flower, because inside to that of the petals only the reproductive organ of the flower is there. Okay, so we can say that the colorful petals used to enclose or protect the reproductive part of flower. Reproductive part of the flower. Okay, so or whether it is the male reproductive part of the flower or the female reproductive part of the flower, both of them is enclosed, both of them is present inside to that of the petal. So the next one is the third one, that is stamen. Stamen. Okay, just inside to that of the flower petal, students, what you will find a several stalk like a structure which is having a head or which is having a top, and that is known as the stamen. That stalk like a structure is actually the filament, and the top which is present on the stalk like a structure is known as the anther. So we can write it inside the petals. A lot of stalk like a structure. Stalk like a structure. Stalk like a structure having swollen ends. Having swollen inside the petal, a lot of a stalk like a structure is there which is having the swollen end, that is known as the stem. So when we talk about the stalk like a structure or that of the swollen end, collectively it will form the stem. When you look at the flower, a stalk like a structure, small stalk like a structure is there, and over which a top will be the student, that is known as the stem. Now, on that basis, we can say that it is divided into two. Stamen is divided into two parts. Stamen divided into two. So, you see, students, the stalk like a structure which we are talking about, actually, that is what? That is the filament. We call the term for it, that is filament. And the swollen top which is present there, that is known as anther. So one is the filament, another one is the anther. Okay, filament is that stalk like a structure. A stalk like a structure is known as the filament. And over this, swollen top is there, student. That swollen top is known as anther. It is bilobed. It means it is having two lobes here. That is the anther. Inside to that of the anther, consisting of a yellow color substance that is known as the pollen grains. Basically, the role of the filament is to give support to that of the swollen top that is known as anther. Okay, so stamen is divided into two parts, that is filament and anther. Stamen is what, student? This is the male part of flower, which is present inside to that of the petal. Okay,